How's it going, YouTube? Once again, welcome back to Pokemon TCG Center. In today's video, we'll be looking at one very interesting deck in the standard format. Mainly, it's a budget build. After a long time, I just get bored with those Tier 1 decks and with top competitive decks. So, just thought myself why I wouldn't make something funny and interesting to play in the standard format. So in today's video I will play with a Goodra featuring Drampa, so both latest cards revealed and of course printed in the Guardian Raising set. So Goodra 160 HP Dragon Pokemon, stage 2 unfortunately, evolved from the Sliggoo and Goomy, with very interesting first attack. Power Whip with single color's energy, you can dust 20 damage times the number of energy attached to this Pokemon to one of your opponent benched Pokemons, or Pokemons in play, anywhere in play. So I really like the idea of this attack, mainly because with the Beat Slider, you can strike for like 130 and force your opponent to switch his active Pokemon to one of his or her benched Pokemon. So yeah, we can possibly force our opponent to maybe promote something without a Flowstone or with high retreat cost, without chance to retreat, and then we can simply power wipe their bench. On the other side, Drampa is a very good card, very decent Pokemon for the budget build, especially with the MS and Power Cyclone. I mean, with the first attack you can prepare the second attack, and then with the Power Cyclone you can just move, for example, Double Dragon Energy to your let's say Goodra on the bench. And of course I'm running also, in addition to that, one copy of Octillery for that Beazle Hand and extra drop support. From the other cards, running pretty much one Field Blower for drop support. Oh, not for the drop support, but for the Pokemon search, I'm running 2 Level Balls and 4 copies of Ultra Balls. Of course, this is the stage 2 deck, so I'm featuring 4 copies of Rare Candies, 1 special charge so I can recycle my special energies back into my deck, 2 Trainer's Mails, and of course 4 copies of V-Seekers. Decided to go with a Silent Lab with this build, mainly because I can theoretically shut down my opponent's stage, actually basic Pokemon abilities. So no Shamings, no Hoopas, no Tapu Leles, and other Pokemons that are basic with the abilities like Oranguru, for example. Supporter line, 1 copy of Bridget. It's pretty good if we can start with it. Brock's Grit over any kind of Super Road or Rescue Stretcher. 1 copy of Hexmaniac, 1 copy of Lysander, in addition to the running 3 copies of the N for the drop support and 4 Sycamores. Tech supporter for the extra damage and drop 2 cards are gonna be Kukui, and of course Olympia for that switch, because Goodra 3 retreat cost, Drampa 2 retreat cost, Octillery 2 retreat cost. Without Floatstone, we're gonna have hard time retreating, so Olympia makes a lot of sense, same as the teammates. And of course, in addition to all of those supporter cards, I'm running 2 copies of Choice Band, so theoretically I can strike for like 160 with my Beat Slider, or maybe even 180 with Kukui, so I can one-hit knock out something like Tapu Lele, for example, Darkrai, Giratina, any other 180 HP Pokemon without too many problems, like for example Tauros GX, very popular basic GX or EX Pokemon, of course. 2 copies of Flowstones, another Remoraid, not sure why they slide back me to the Remoraid. 2 copies of Flowstones, of course, 4 copies of Double Dragon Energies, and 2 of each Fairy and Water Energies. Very important thing to notice: if you're looking for any of these cards, you can find them on ccgcastle.com. Now you can also trade your bulk for the Guardian Raising, Sun and Moon, Evolution Booster Box, and also pre-order upcoming Bandit Rising, I think it is, booster box. It's available worldwide, and make sure, and also please know that we're gonna send you send you a booster box for free, shipped worldwide, but you need to secure cards and ship them to us. Let's do some game tests so you can actually see Goodra in action. So let me just save the deck and we can actually test it. I'm going on the live stream right now, just in case if you missed the live stream, deck list will be uploaded a little bit later. So I just want to say hello to everyone who joined me on the live stream. Not sure how much time is it right now around the world. Right now it's a little bit after the midnight here, like almost 1 hour after the midnight. All right, also please note, if I don't respond to the chat, that's mainly the reason because I can't see chat where I'm in the game. So I will definitely need to fix that somehow in the future. However, I managed to get second monitor, but so far I don't have a space where to put it into my room. So I hope I can fix that in the future, so I can also do more live streams battle. Okay, Garbodor. I kind of hate that deck. Trainer's Mail for something like a Choice Band. Yeah, I must say that I have a pretty bad start here. I hope my opponent can maybe somehow end me. That Trainer's Mail was pretty much for nothing. I mean, it was for the Choice Band, but that's pretty much it. On the other side, he can use the Energy Evolution. He can search himself for the Espeon GX, strike me for like a 30 and confuse my Drampa. So far, I'm gonna take 3 damage counters. And ooh, Ultra Ball is a top deck. Okay, at least it's the save of the day. Thinking about discarding that rare candy, to be honest. I lost my energy. So let's... yeah, it's hard to tell. Should I go with the Goomy or maybe with the... yeah, let's take Goomy. I mean, this is a pretty bad start, so I'm not even sure if it's worth to use that first attack here. Well, I can always Float Stone and retreat back to my Goomy, for example, which I'm definitely gonna do. At least I can force my opponent maybe to attach double Course Energy if he have. Yeah, he have double Course Energy, so that's gonna be the knockout against my Goomy. Yeah, okay, definitely this first game is very bad. Hopefully the second one is going to be much better. Earlier today, I played with this deck and I managed to successfully beat Trevenant deck. Unfortunately, I didn't record that video, so yeah. It was very close match. I think my opponent actually took only 3 prize cards. You know that the Trevenant can attack 30 times the number of trainer cards your opponent have in his hand, his or her hand. And I managed to successfully prevent my opponent from being able to attack me for more than like 6 damage counters from turn to turn. Yeah, I'm just gonna search my deck for 1 basic energy and attach to my Drampa, but I'm desperately looking forward to something like Sycamore, maybe even N. Any kind of the drop support might be good. Oh, there's a switch, so that's the GG. Enough for the knockout, that's like 150 if I'm not wrong. Yeah, 150. Alright, never mind, so the game number 1 was not the best game here, but let's move on to the game number 2. Hopefully I'm gonna be a little bit more lucky. Alright, so starting second here. Just 1 Goomy. Okay, at least there is 1 copy of Level Ball. Ooh, starting against Oddish. Alright. I must admit that I really like the bubble on a Goomy, simply because if you get lucky with the coin flip, you can probably paralyze your opponent and prevent him from being able to attack for like a turn. On the other side, if I can somehow disrupt my opponent Floatstone from the, let's say, Oddish or Vileplume somehow, then theoretically I can Lysander his Vileplume with a 3 retreat cost and simply snipe his bench for like 60, 80, 100 or even more damage counters, depending on how many energies I will have on my, of course, Goodra attached. So far, I only see Oddish in the active position, and I hope that's gonna be Oddish in the active spot for my opponent. That end was completely disaster for me, but at least I have rare candy in my hand, so I might be able to evolve after my opponent ends his turn and after I ends my turn and after he again ends his turn, but probably that's not going to be possible. At least there's one copy of Drampa and one Remoraid. Alright, and Sycamore. Good thing is that against Lurantis GX, however, I can survive one hit knockout, so he can't go with the one hit knockout, which is a good thing. So I'm not even sure if I want to attach my energy to my active Goomy, but I will probably try to paralyze his Oddish. Nothing to lose here. If he missed Floatstone, he might not be able to retreat. On the other side, probably he's not going to be that crazy to use CORSAIR GX with 2 energies and go for like 100 against my Goomy. I hope he's not going to do that. Oh, there's just one grass energy, which might force my opponent for the retreat here. Oh, I would definitely love to see Vileplume in play right now, without a Floatstone possibly, so I can just play my Lysander. That would be so badass. Probably that's not gonna happen. I'm gonna take 4 damage counters. Yeah, probably taking 4 damage counters, and who knows, maybe I'm gonna see also Vileplume here. That's the Sycamore for 7, and there's also 3 grass energies for my opponent. There we go with a Glum. Will there be a Vileplume? So far, nope. Oh, there is a Ultra Ball. So it might be for a Shaman, it might be for a Vileplume, it might be for something else. It will depend on what my opponent have in his hand. However, he managed to discard even 1 more grass energy from his hand to the discard pile. And it's very important to have as many energies as you can have in your discard pile, simply because with the flower supply you can just recycle them back to your Pokemons and play in any way you like. So, Ultra Ball. Ultra Ball. Will it be for a Vileplume? I highly hope it's gonna be for the Vileplume without a Floatstone. So I can maybe theoretically buy 3 turns against my opponent until he managed to charge his Vileplumes so he can pay the retreat back. Interesting, he decided to go for the Fomantis. Maybe he actually had Vileplume available in his hand, or even better, a Floatstone with a Vileplume. But since he already... probably he don't want to play Ultra Ball for Vileplume. Probably he knows that I can play Lysander and then simply snipe his bench. But the bad thing for me is... okay. At least I managed to top deck N. So I'm definitely gonna play N instead of the Lysander. There's a Field Blower. But yeah, also Olympia. So far, this is just gonna be like 130. Still, I'm forcing my opponent to retreat or actually switch his Lurantis with something else. So what does that mean? Without a float stone, he simply can't retreat. But right now he have a fresh hand of 7 new cards. 6 plus the Vileplume, 6 plus the top deck, and there is a float stone. And I still don't see the sign of the Vileplume. Interesting. But unfortunately my Goodra is gonna be knocked out. And that's very painful. Because I need somehow to magically find 100 and actually 80 damage counters. Is it worth to promote my Drampa in the front? I think it's not for now. Oh, interesting. There's a Tapu Lele GX. I wish I actually have Tapu Lele so I can Tapu Lele for the Hex Maniac. And okay, why not? Why not? At least I will take fresh hand of 6 new cards and maybe Goomy. Okay. There's Goomy and there's a Choice Band. There's still no sign of the Vileplume for my opponent. However, I'm gonna have my Octillery in play with a Beazle hand. Plus I will also promote my Drampa in the front. I wish Drampa had more than 120 because Lurantis can just 120 and knock it out. Yeah, he's down to 100. Okay, at least there is a energy as a top deck, which is something. So a Beazle hand for like a 3 cards. Whew, a Field Blower. Okay, sounds like a good idea. More than that, it's obvious I'm gonna play Sycamore for like a 7. And there's a Trainer's Mail, which is gonna be for another VS Seeker or maybe for a Bridget. I definitely need Lysander, that's for sure, but I don't need Olympia so far. So I'm thinking about just taking that Bridget, maybe better. Obvious thing, I'm gonna pick that Lysander here, so I can maybe Lysander his Tapu Lele. Level Ball for 1 more Goomy, and after that, I'm thinking about just retreating back my Drampa to my Goomy. Pretty much that's it. So, Ultra Ball top deck for me theoretically might be the best solution. Of course, if I can somehow possibly also pull a rare candy with my Beazle hand. So there's Ultra Ball for my opponent. I'm thinking just probably for another Lurantis. But he might decide to take that Vileplume finally in play. If that happens, if Vileplume came into play without a Float Stone, nope, just another Lurantis. As expected. So having hard time against those Lurantis because they can simply strike for 120, heal all damage counters. And that's very painful at this moment for me. However, I could always take the risk with my bubble, trying to paralyze my opponent Lurantis, but yeah, it sounds like a crazy idea in this solution. I simply need a rare candy play for the Vileplume. I know that not a Vileplume. Why the Vileplume is in my hand so much? I don't need care too much about Vileplume as long as my opponent can find Floatstone. Simply because probably he's not gonna evolve his Glum into the Vileplume without a Floatstone, because of the Lysander, of course. Oh no, not the Lysander on my Goomy with the energy. Dang. Come on. And that actually happened. That actually happened. So I'm thinking about taking a huge risk here. He have only 3 cards available. I can appeasal hand for like a 1. It's a V-Seeker, so it's definitely gonna be for another Lysander. That's the only thing I can do at this moment. Search my deck for the energy, attach to my Drampa, pass my turn. Okay, so not bad. Not bad, definitely not bad. I think how maybe Bridget might not be a bad idea right now, but already 2 Goomies in my discard pile. So I might just waste that Bridget for nothing. But on the other side, Bridget just for a single Drampa, how bad that was. That was so damn bad. Really, it was. I can steal a Beazle hand for 1. There's a Silent Lab in play. The good thing is that there's a Vileplume in play. And yeah, I'm just gonna Power Cyclone for like 80. Transfer my energy. My Double Dragon energy will goes down to my Goomy maybe. Really? Let's do this. Let's power up that Goomy so it can be very fat. Oh, 1 retreat cost on the Tapu Lele. I hope there's not gonna be a Lysander in my opponent hand, because I'm probably gonna cry if I see the Lysander. I'm not gonna see the Lysander, so that's okay. It's definitely time for the Lysander right now. There is no doubt about that. Ooh. Dang, there's a Goodra. Take it. Take that Silent Lab, my friend. So, Beazle hand. I hope I can find maybe Ultra Ball. Yeah, I'm looking for my Sliggoo, but I can't find it. Tackle for like a 20. So right now I can strike for like 120 to my opponent bench, but I need my Goodra in play. I can't play my Rare Candy. I can't afford myself even to play my Hex Maniac for the light. Oh, there we go with the N. So that N might help me. I hope he's not gonna find energy card so he can attach it to the Gloom. Already he have like 7 energies in play in total. Oh, I really like my Sliggoo here. I like my Sliggoo here. Okay, he decided to attach 1 more energy to his Lurantis. Probably he's not familiar with my Goodra attack. And there's another Forest of John plant. I didn't even read the attack of the Sliggoo. That's a pretty badass card. I mean, you can search a deck for up to 2 Sliggoos and put them on the bench. That's broken. That's really broken. I mean, I didn't know this attack is so powerful, to be honest. Decided not to go yet with the Sycamore. We'll go with the Sycamore next turn, and hopefully I will find what I'm looking for, and basically I'm looking for the Goodra, so I can start snipe my opponent bench. Ooh, you gotta be kidding me here. He just played a Lysander down to my Octillery, which means I can't retreat in this situation right now. I hope I have somehow, somewhere, a Hex Maniac, but I know that I don't have. So that's gonna be painful. Really, it's gonna be painful to move my Octillery here. I'm not sure why, but my game also started to lag a little bit. Okay, that Lysander was... I don't know how to describe it. But so far, my Goodra is available to go for like 20, 40, 60, 80, 120, 100, power wipe for like 140. I can go for like 180 with one more double dragon energy to my opponent bench, which means I can one hit knock out Tapu Lele, one hit knock out this Lurantis with 40 HP, and then double hit knock out his Lurantis. I know that he don't have another Lysander available. I know that he don't have Hex Maniac in his deck. And how many V-Seekers he wastes? He don't have V-Seeker, which means I'm fine. Yeah, definitely time for the Brock's Grit, there is no doubt about it, because I need basically my energies. I'm also gonna grab one more Goodra, Drampa, and Goomy. Time to attach energy, maybe. But for now, we'll just pass my turn. Next turn, time to play N. I mean, I'm still in advantage for now because I can't deck out because I have more cards than my opponent. He only have 4 ends available. But I'm hoping to see what I'm looking for. Mainly, I'm looking for some basic energy cards, so I can start to power up my Octillery. So I can retreat, of course. A Beazle hand for like 1. And there's another Goomy. Alright, passing my turn back to my opponent. Let's see what he can do. Nothing, he can just pass the turn back to me. And I'm gonna top deck Silent Lab, which means I can Beazle hand for like 1. And there's a Teammates. Can't afford myself to play Sycamore, unfortunately, because I lost 3 ends already. There's another V-Seeker, passing my turn back to my opponent. I still have 2 more basic energy cards, and I hope I can pull one of them with, like, next turn maybe? Another rare candy. Dang, I need as soon as possible that energy card so I can retreat and snipe on the bench. Finally. Finally. Ta-da! 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 140. Okay, there we go. Tapu Lele GX is knocked out. And right now, I think I can only lose this game if my opponent can somehow Lysander one more time one of my benched Pokemons, because I'm not going to be able to retreat none of them. None of them. Probably he's going to just Lysander Octillery if he can't do that. There's another Vileplume. There's another Vileplume in play. This is like a chess battle. I always like to say, this is like a chess battle. This really is like a chess battle. There's another double dragon energy, which means I can strike for even more damage counters. I can go for like 180. That Vileplume in the active position is just too much for my opponent at this moment. He can't retreat him. Next turn I can go again for like a 180 and then turn after at 180 and that's pretty much it. If he can find a Lysander, then the game for me is over, unfortunately. Same as if he can somehow knocks out, of course, my Goodra. Oh, another Lysander play. Yeah, I was very afraid about that. Very, very afraid about that Lysander. I mean, I still have like one more energy available and Hex Maniac. I always need to say that I have one more Hex Maniac. I still didn't play my Hex Maniac. I don't know where the Hex Maniac is. Oh, there it is. Whew. Whew. I'm gonna just say, whew. Trainer's Mail for a Floatstone? Not gonna happen, my friends. Choice Band, V Seeker, of course, it's gonna be for something like a N. Or maybe not. I need again Lysander if he can Floatstone. 20, 40, 60, 80, 120, 140, 160, 180, 210. Oh, theoretically I need Lysander and I need Olympia. And I can win the game. That's all I really need here. Ultra Ball for 2 rare candies. Of course, for nothing. And then Ultra Ball for Goomy and Sycamore. Of course, for nothing. And then I'm passing back to my opponent. So he have opportunity here basically to find a Floatstone to retreat his Vileplume. And of course, he's going to be able to do that. Can he maybe find a 4th Lysander? I'm not sure that's gonna happen. I'm not sure if he ran 4 copies of the Lysander. However, I have enough with my Power Rip for like a 1-hit knockout with my Choice Band. I guess? No, I don't have, because this attack does 20 damage times the amount of the energy attached to this Pokemon. I'm not sure if that's gonna work. I think it's not gonna work actually. So for the safety reason, my opponent can't even go for the 1-hit knockout here against my Goodra. So I'm not gonna have enough time to go for the knockout here. Probably. Because Choice Band will not work with the Power Whip. Yeah, there is Lurantis. However, the question is, will he go for the knockout or not? I'm still confused with the Power Whip. This attack does 20 damage times the number of energy attached to this Pokemon to one of your opponent Pokemons in play. What? One more Lysander? What? 4 copies of Lysander? I'm done. I'm definitely done. So he ran 4 copies of Lysander? I mean, I'm still gonna win this game because my opponent will just run out of the resources. He's gonna deck out. But come on, who runs 4 copies of the Lysander in his deck? Never in my entire life I didn't see a deck with 4 copies of. I think actually Wailord ran 4 copies of Lysanders, but Lurantis with the Vileplume and 4 copies of Lysanders. Okay, at least I won by decking out my opponent. But that Goodra was very fat, and it was very close for the knockout against my opponent. But however, managed to win the game, and I'm kind of happy with it. I completely forget actually how Sliggoo is actually good with that division. You can search your deck for up to 2 Sliggoos and put them on your bench. So I think I should actually change this deck a little bit, just because with the Wally turn 1 I can have maybe better chance to have my Goodras in play as fast as I can without rare candies. So that might work much better. Alright, I want the coin flip, so I will start first here. Okay, time for the Goomy. Time for the Goomy. Let's see what we can do here. Tapu Lele is the starting one on the other side. Yeah, there's a catch. There's a huge catch with my energy attachment. If I decided to attach my energy, that's not gonna be good, mainly because my opponent can then just add double course energy and strike for the knockout. I'm thinking about grabbing Ultra Ball here maybe and taking the risk with my Kukui, which might be bad decision, but since I like to gamble, I will definitely try my luck here. So Prox Grid and Professor's Kukui will be discarded, and I will search my deck for something like a Drampa. After that, we'll put my Drampa on the bench, attach my energy, and VA Seeker for Kukui, so I can draft 2 cards. Hopefully, I can pull maybe Goodra and Sycamore. Okay. Sometimes you need to take the risk. But I still discarded that VA Seeker and keep my rare candy. I should actually do the reverse, so I can VA Seeker one more time for Kukui. But on the other side, maybe my opponent just decide to end if he don't have another supporter card available in his hand. So yeah, we shall see. Who knows? Everything can happen. Oh no, Garbodor. And he also played a Hex Maniac. Okay, that's interesting. Looks like there's nothing else in my opponent's hand. Okay, definitely interesting. Very bad start for him. We're on the other side. So far, I actually have only 2 item cards available in my discard pile. So that's like a 4 damage counters on the Garbodor. And there's a second Tapu Lele GX in play. And that's the only card in my opponent's hand, which means that he's probably going to clutch for the Sycamore and draw 7 cards. 7 fresh cards. Alright, as expected, Sycamore for 7. What else you can expect? Oh, there's a double course energy, so looks like he's just gonna try to finish this game as fast as he can. Yeah, I could try the Bubble I guess, and paralyze him, but 20, 40, 60, 80, 120. I definitely need badly top deck. I'm happy with the Bridget. I'm happy with the Bridget as a top deck, but any other supporter drops... Oh, Ultra Ball is a top deck. Okay, that's something. Rare Candy... water energy for another Drampa. Yeah, it looks like for now I'm just gonna power Cyclone a couple times, you know, so I can at least reduce the damage that my opponent can do with his Tapu Lele. But on the other side, another Choice Band or maybe V-Seeker for me kind of allows me to go for the knockout against my opponent Tapu Lele. But on the other side, so far Garbodor can strike for like a 80. Still not the red zone, but slightly becoming a red zone, to be honest. And there's a Floatstone. Oh, interesting. Oh, no, Escape Rope. Yeah, okay. 20, 40, 60. Yeah, okay. One more energy and I'm gonna be knocked out. But he decided to end me, so I will take fresh hand of 6 new cards, so I'm back in play. Come on. Come on, this is just unreasonable. There's no single basic Pokemon in my hand. But at least I have V-Seeker available, which means I can grab myself Kukui and knocks out my opponent Tapu Lele. At least that's something. In this case, do I have another option? Well, I guess I don't have, so at least I can drop 2 prize cards and get in price advantage. Interesting. Power Cyclone, knockout. Double Dragon Energy back to my Drampa. 2 prize cards. The first one is a Level Ball and the second one is another Goodra. Okay, at least something. It's obvious my Drampa right now is going to be knocked out. There is no more questions about that. He decided to grab another copy of N and put me down to 4 cards. Okay, special charge Sycamore, Silent Lab number 2. That's pretty cool. As long as the Silent Lab is in play, no abilities can be used, which means if he attaches Psychic Energy from his hand to Eevee, he can't use Energy Evolution. However, he can Energy Drive for like 80. That's a wild amount of the damage counters here. 80, it's a lot of damage counters. Trainer's Mail, give me that Level Ball. Ooh, Choice Band. That's pretty damn bad for my opponent, that's for sure. That Choice Band will allows me to go for easy double knockout without having that Kukui for extra damage, and I kind of like that. Which I also like here, it's definitely the fact that I can toss that Floatstone. And I think for me it's very important right now also to put that Remoraid on the bench so I can have a Beazle hand. I know that I'm helping my opponent dramatically here with my item cards in my discard pile, but to be honest, I don't care too much about that. I know that his Garbodor will be able to go for the one-hit knockout. My focus is just gonna be that Shaman on the bench, and that's pretty much it. I just need to power up my Goodra so I can strike for 130 his Shaman on the bench, and after I knocks out his Tapu Lele, that's pretty much it. The game is here. I have victory. So Power Cyclone will definitely give me the option to go for the knockout. Of course, if he don't decide to Floatstone back to his Garbodor and finish the job with the Garbodor. But in this case, 2, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Yeah, he can go for like 260 easily. He can strike for like 260 easily. And right here, right now, the game will just start to break on 2 pieces, unfortunately for me, because Garbodors are gonna be just too fat at this moment, and I don't think I'm gonna be able to counter them back. There's no freaking way. As expected, just took 260 damage counters. Oh, and pulled a freaking N as a top deck. Yes, my friends, it's tough to say if I really want to go with my double dragon energy here, but I will do that. I mean, and go for like a 4 cards. GG. Technically, it's not yet. I can maybe get heads on the coin flip. That's it. I mean, I could retreat back to either Goomy, preserve 1 energy card. It wouldn't change things too much, to be honest. Maybe he just have Lysander in his hand so he can just snipe back for the knockout. The bad thing is that you simply can't know what your opponent have in his hand. And he had a V-Seeker, but he didn't... Yeah, he had a Lysander option, so he could do the same pretty much. So it's okay that I try to paralyze him with the coin flip. Yeah, 1 retreat cost, 1 retreat cost, 3 retreat, 3 retreat. 3 retreat cost, but he can attack with 1 energy card. Garbodor is a new Night March in the standard format. Garbodor is a new Night March in the standard format, and I think it's very, very hard to play against Garbodor. I mean, of course, every deck has advantage and disadvantage. But if you play just Garbodors, and if you can simply avoid knockouts against your Tapu Lele's or Shaman's, your opponent will have a hard time against Garbodor, that's for sure. So that's the GG. That's the GG. Trashalange, single energy card. 20 times the number of item cards your opponent have in the discard pile. Yeah, that's just insane. Well, yeah, trainer challenge. I didn't play a single trainer challenge game. I just misclicked. Alright, so looking forward to play one more game for today's video. Managed to pull 1 victory, 2 defeats. So let's see if we can maybe pull 1 more victory here. Probably not. Okay, so there we go, starting first. Alright, no basic Pokemon. Playing against the CGI. The CGI, whatever. However you want to call it. Alright, still no sign of the basic Pokemon. Nothing again. Oh, double Goomy start. At least that's something. Well, this hand is decent, especially if you go first, because you can silent lap and maybe prevent your opponent from being able to set up. So, Trainer's Mail for the Ultra Ball. Huh. Do I want to play even that Ultra Ball? That's a good question. I don't know what even to discard here. I mean, I can just toss one energy and maybe... yeah. Definitely energy will be attached. I will just pass my turn for now without playing that Ultra Ball. Maybe I can top deck Rare Candy, which might be good for me. So I can evolve into my Goodra and still preserve that Field Blower maybe. Dang, he have Forest of Giant Plants available. Okay, so my opponent decided to reward me here with the N, and after he played that N, you wouldn't believe me, but I didn't even find a double Dragon Energy so I can dunk my opponent Shaman here. So yeah, that's interesting. Oh, another N. Okay, so another reward for my opponent. 2 copies of N in a row. So both players refreshing their hands, drawing fresh hand of the 6 new cards. I managed to pull another Drampa and Goodra with the rare candies, so I might be able to put another... Oh, Goodra. Oh, that's it? Oh, looks like it's a GG. Looks like this is gonna be a GG for my opponent, but I might be completely wrong. Just in case if I miss energy card, I will just set my Remoraid on the bench, even I don't have Octillery. You know, everything can still happen in this game. Sycamore for 7, I just need single energy card. And as you can see, I didn't pull energy card, so I can just strike for like... Oh, I can strike for 70 anyways, because I have Choice Band. So actually Choice Band saves the day here. So 2 games, 2 victories, 2 defeats. Let's play one more game so we can actually see if this game will ends up with 3 victories and 2 defeats, or just with 2 victories and 3 defeats. So the final game. Alright, so there you go. I won the coin flip. So Goomy featuring 2 copies of a level ball. But I don't like the fact that I have 2 Sycamores. Ooh, Bridget is a top deck. That's so nice. That's so nice that I can't even describe how nice that was. Level ball will be for Octillery, just in case of the, of course, annoying Vileplume. And I will also take 1 Sliggoo here. Okay. Ooh, no. I need 1 more Goomy. Alright, never mind. Maybe I can survive that turn 1. So I can maybe evolve into my... Trevenant? Yeah, I have 2 Sycamores. That's 60. Okay. He still need Flowstone and Trevenant and 4... Oh, dang. He just played N, but it's okay. I mean, I discarded 2 level balls, which means there's less chance that I can pull more trainer cards, but ends up that I just got 2 choice bands, which I will definitely put in play. Yeah, Sycamore for 7. Red Candy, Goodra. Perfect. Perfect. That's just perfect. Yeah, definitely going for the Goodra, so I can just discard as many item cards as I can from my hand, and of course trainer cards. That's the key to success playing against Trevenant. Try to avoid your item cards, of course, in your hand, and you're not gonna have too many problems. Actually, trainer cards. Every trainer card is 30 damage counters. So I have Sycamore available for 7 next turn, but with that Sycamore, there is always possibility that my opponent will just item lock me, and that I will just run into the problem where I will just have 5, 6, 7 trainer cards in my hand, and on the other side, his Trevenant will just be able to go for the one-hit knockout without too many problems. However, on the other side, he decided to play Ultra Ball, and of course he discarded N from his hand, which means that he have another job support available in his hand. An interesting decision that he Ultra Ball for the mana fee. And there's a Rainbow Energy, so it will explain a lot of things here. Definitely better, much better than a Float Stone, in my opinion. Because you can simply retreat for free with all of your Pokemons anytime you want. You just need to have your Rainbow Energy attached. And of course, Manaphy with the Aqua Tube available on the bench. So, can he maybe find a Trevenant and strike for like a 60? We shall see. There's an Ultra Ball. So it might be for Vileplume, it might be for a Trevenant, it might be for the Shaymin EX and for the extra job support. We shall see. It is for the Shaymin EX, so he can draw 4 more cards with the setup. Setup for 4. And there's a Trainer's Mail for another N. Alright, so yeah, technically you really want to discard as many item cards as you can, because all of these cards are just going to be completely useless once you put your Vileplume in play. Alright, so Trainer's Mail for the another Ultra Ball. And he can finally grab himself Trevenant or Vileplume. Vileplume or Trevenant. Since I only have 2 cards available in my hand. Oh, there's a Rescue Stretcher. What can he pull? He can pull Vileplume from his discard pile. And what? Ooh, what? He played Vileplume without discarding Ultra Ball for something? That's weird. And he even decided to retreat back to the Shaymin. Something's wrong here in my opponent's strategy, that's for sure. I can't tell what, but something definitely is wrong. So I will Sycamore for 7. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, he can go for like 150. He can go for like 150. If yeah, 100, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 150. Really? 150? That's all? Still thinking about that Power Whip and maybe just cleaning his Phantom from the bench. Actually, knocking out his Phantom in this situation is the best thing I can do. because he still need energy so he can retreat his Shaman. Plus, Silent Lab is in play, so Metaphysic will not work. That's also a good thing. If he can maybe play possibly Lysander, I can just Olympia. The good thing is that I have Hex Maniac available, so I'm just thinking about playing Hex Maniac and discarding as many cards, trainer cards of course, as I can from my hand, adding another double Dragon Energy and sniping his Manaphy first on the bench, then knocking out his Shaman probably. But it's okay. It's okay. I think I have this game actually in my favor. Oh, there we go with the M. Technically, I'm losing 40 damage counters in this case, but I still have... Oh, Octillery. No, he decided to concede. I don't like when my opponent concedes because you can't prove nothing with concede. So we'll just try to play one more game. Let's go with one more game. So far I have 3 victories and 2 defeats with this build, so that's more than good. More than good, to be honest. I guess I said 15 minutes ago this is gonna be the last game, but let's just play one more game. Alright. Sylveon GX. Alright, against Sylveon GX. I think Sylveon GX is a little bit too strong. Too strong. Yeah, definitely it is too strong because I have weakness. I'm not sure if I can do something against weakness. Probably not. Probably not. But we shall see. If I was starting maybe first, then I could just maybe Silent Lab and Energy Attachment. But overall, all he really needs is one more double Colress energy, and then he can simply use that Fairy Wind for like 220. And if he can go for like 220, that's it. Trainer's Mail and the game just freeze. Oh, Bridget. Okay. Maybe I can still do something here. Let's try Bubble. Out of the luck. I mean, Trainer's Mail for Bridget was a very nice top deck. And of course there's gonna be one Delinquent, so thanks a lot. The question is, can he maybe find the double Colress energy? There's even a Crushing Hammer. Okay, it's Tails, so that's at least something. Magical Ribbon on the other side, of course, is gonna be for probably double Colress energy, and he really wants to strike as fast as he can with his Fairy Wind. I really like the Sylveon. It's a pretty badass card. Oh, a VE Seeker as a top deck. Well, let's grab one more Bridget. Let's expand our bench a little bit more with a couple more Goomies. Ta-da! One level ball can dramatically shift this game for like 180. Of course. Oh, managed to paralyze his Sylveon, so At least I can prevent him from attacking for like a turn. But still, let's be honest. Weakness times 2. Sylveon GX. Team Flare, even worse, there's a Team Flare grant. So even worse, there's a Team Flare grant. I completely forget how this deck is overpowered. Huh, Choice Band is the top deck. Right now I can probably expect Fairy Wind. Yep, there's a double course energy. Unfortunately, I'm not running a single disruptive card in my deck that can actually disrupt my opponent energy flow or something like that. So that's just gonna be from this turn now on. That's probably just gonna be price for price for price for price for price. So he can just strike for the knockout. Even worse, he have too many cards in his hand, so who knows, he maybe even have option for the Lysander. There's another V-Seeker, but those V-Seekers at this moment just does not make too much sense for me, because I can't take supporter card again, which is a Bridget and play it. I mean, I can, but it really doesn't matter too much. First 2 turns, I have my chance to explode. I didn't. And unfortunately right now it's too late. A little bit too late. There is a double dragon energy. What we can do with a double dragon energy? Let's first see what we can pull with the Bridget. Then I can think where I should put my double dragon energy. Of course, put it onto Goomy. And use the bubble. Go, bubble for the win. Yes. At least I can bubble. That's my best disruption here. Bubble. And my turn. Top deck. Okay, let's go with one more bubble. Come on, give me one more bubble. Yeah, I guess it would be too much. Technically, if there was at least Octillery, I could maybe just strike for like 160. 160 better than nothing, trust me, because with another double dragon energy and with another choice band, I could go for like 40 more, which would be enough for a knockout against his Sylveon. Yeah, I think that's it. 220. Clash of the Titans. And finally, one copy of N, but it came a little bit too late. Yeah, I will do that. I will do bubble again. Right now, either way, I'm losing or I'm winning the game. If I hit heads on the bubble... Again, tails. Come on. If there was a heads on the bubble... I could maybe even... no. I wouldn't even be able to attack with my Goodra again. Like, for real, is it even worth to play teammates? I will just Lysander for now. Oh, I forget. Oh no, he can retreat. He has only one retreat cost. Let's try something like this. Oh, field blower and another level ball. Let's search deck for one energy. There's only one water energy available. Next turn I can attack for like 80. And I can move energy. Or maybe not. Or maybe not. Even versed. There's just an energy card for the retreat. Yeah. Too much, too much. It's way too much to play against weakness. Okay. At least I will do some damage counters to my opponent. Ta-da! Here, take it. 40. Boom. Oh, actually 70. So actually choice band will count on the power whip. So fair win for like 110 plus times 2, which is 220 because of the weakness. And yeah, lost the last game for this deck profile. I hope you guys enjoy watching tonight's live stream. It's a little bit too late. It's 2 o'clock in the morning, so I really need to go sleep. Once again, there's a full deck list that I used in today's video. But to be honest, I completely forget about that division Sliggoo, so it's not like a Frogatier, but it's still pretty badass. And it can be definitely good with Wally, for example. I didn't play Turnflame simply because I decided to go with the Drampa with that Power Cyclone. Theoretically, if you can start with the Drampa, turn 1 energy, use a mass, turn 2 with Power Cyclone, you can strike for 80, swap 1 Double Dragon energy, let's say, to one of your Goodras on the bench, and basically just cycle between those attacks. Overall, the deck is definitely not even close to, in my opinion, tier 3 decks. There's plenty of other good decks that are much better than the Goodra, but still Goodra is a very cool card with that power whip attack, and very interesting card that can spread damage around the board. Theoretically, technically, you can also apply damage for the weakness and resistance. Actually, you can apply weakness for the banished Pokemons with Wide Lens, which is that card is still available in the standard format, just in case. Wide Lens, just in case if you're not familiar with that card, it's from the Roaring Skies, and it says the damage from the attacks of the Pokemon this card is attached to is affected by weakness and the resistance to your opponent banished Pokemon. But I don't know a single Pokemon that is actually weak on the dragons. If somebody can actually tell me the one Pokemon that is actually weak on the dragon, I expect for the old dragon Pokemons, like a Garchomp from the Dragons Exalted, who was actually weak on the dragons. I'm not sure which Pokemon actually have weakness these days to the dragons. Really, I didn't find a single one. Anyways, guys, yeah, I hope you enjoyed watching this live stream. Make sure to subscribe to the channel if you already didn't. Hit the likes up. It's just one click to you. Hit the likes up if you can to this live stream. It can help me a lot, and it will mean me a lot. We'll see you in the next time. So I hope for tomorrow video I will try to play Luxray Break probably. And not sure what was the other deck that my other subscriber asked. Really need to see about that. Luxray and yeah, Gyarados, Mega Gyarados with the Aqua Patches. That's gonna be also very good to see. Anyways, have a nice day or have a nice night wherever you are. We'll see you next time. So till the next time, have a nice day and goodbye.